Guess who didn't? Anyway, whatever, doesn't matter. My camera shut off again, which is awesome because it's designed to annoy me, I think. Anyway, so what was I talking about? Superman. Oh yeah, Superman uh, may not be the greatest skilled fighter because he has super strength. Why would he need to learn how to dodge a punch, for example? What would be the point of that for him to learn, you know, techniques of fighting? There would be no real need for that guy to learn how to dodge a punch unless he's, dealing with dark side and that kind of stuff. But he's exceptionally fast. He's exceptionally strong. Whereas, Batman is just some very rich dude with a lot of training, but he can't really take direct punches because he's just a regular human being. Uh, Diana would probably have to fight all kinds of other semi-immortal or immortal uh, people, beings, whatnot. So probably very capable of getting hurt by other like beings. Anyway, let's see here. We're going to fill in the pupil here. Just a slight highlight in there, and maybe I'll go back in and get rid of it. We'll see. Make sure that we get a little bit of anger in those eyes. Here's where we try to fix some of the blur out. One of my favorite illustrators of Wonder Woman is a very stylized version of Wonder Woman. That would be Frank Miller. Now, in my mind, Frank Miller is a fantastic storyteller, but his illustration style is very unique. In a lot of ways, it reminds me a lot of Charles Schulz. And Charles Schulz, of course, does Snoopy, but a lot of the illustration that I see with Frank Miller, just setting the cup and water out of the way, is as if you could grab a marker, like a nice chunky marker, and get to work. I don't really see Frank Miller making strands of hair like this, if that makes sense. And I'm sure he's capable of it, but I enjoy the way he draws, and it's just kind of fun as well, although very serious things. Like, his Diana is so brutal looking. Like, you wouldn't necessarily just think, oh yeah, that lady there just walking down the street wouldn't hesitate to, snap my neck. That's the kind of way I like to view Wonder Woman in a way. Is like you automatically feel like she's tough as nails. anyway. It's funny that my camera shut off on me. That's something that I gotta get remedied. So there you go. You got two parts. One that was around probably well under 30 minutes, and then this other thing here, which is just the final touches of strands of hair, which I don't know how long this will end up being. I don't babysit that stuff. You know, there's a part of this that looks like Joan Jett. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Back in. A little bit more eyelash work. Darkening the eyes just a little bit. But I very rarely like to consider Wonder Woman to be weak in any way. And I don't even know what the... Anyway, I could just ramble on about this stuff, which I'm doing, which is fine. By the way, if you're listening in, feel free to, listen to music or do whatever if you're just drawing along with me. I'm almost done here. Let's say up here we're going to have this is a very purposeful choice in lettering, I guess you could say. We're not going with a capital here. Which is too bad. In the comic book world, lettering is generally done in strips, or at least that's the old way, right? Done in strips of paper and then laid out over the image after the fact. You wouldn't necessarily go to the original inker. I mean, they would leave space in after they pencil an image to be, okay, this is roughly where the speech bubble is probably going to be and that kind of thing. But they probably wouldn't go out of their way to do it on the original panel. Let's finish off what I had in my mind. A little bit more emphasis on this one. I get a kick out of certain things that we kind of expect from heroes. We expect them to show up when we need them the most. And sometimes when you're waiting on a hero, you could be doing something. Sometimes you're not doing anything at all to try to figure out some of your own situation. In my mind, the greatest thing about a human being is frailty. And that ability to need help or to see that somebody else might need help, I think that is like one of the greatest strengths in a human being. Our time's limited. Our strengths are limited. There's very few of us, I would think, that have unlimited strength, that unlimited vitality. And it's okay to ask for help. I know that was almost a theme of the last couple of little videos, but I just kind of want to emphasize that again, I suppose. I'm going to kind of fill this in a little darker along here. There you go. Well, I don't think I need to go any further than that. It is my version, I guess, of Wonder Woman. I suppose I could do one last thing before I turn the page and be done with it. Let's look at this star here. I'm going to try to pull away some of the ink from under it and dullen that up a little bit. Dullen, is that that's not really a great word, is it? Dullify. Anyway. This is why I keep shutting my camera off. It's because I keep playing around with this ridiculous thing. All right. I do believe that is it. It's time to put the brush down, he says as he streaks out a little bit more hair. All right, done. All right, folks, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for hanging out, and hopefully we'll see you at some point in the near future. All right, ciao for now.